In this video, we're going to learn how to run and analyze the balance sheet, some further features of the layout editor, and how to export the report or save and publish it. The balance sheet breaks down the assets, liabilities, and equity for the entity as at a specified date. The balance sheet basically shows the entity's financial position. For a business owner, it is especially important to know your liabilities so you can plan how to cover them, and checking your balance sheet every month will help with this. To run the balance sheet, we go to Accounting, Reports, Balance Sheet. Tip: in this screen, you will see some marked and unmarked stars. The marked stars create a shortcut to the report in the Accounting tab. So if you want to create a shortcut to any report, click the star and then it will appear in the Accounting tab. The balance sheet date defaults to the end of the last financial year. From the drop-down, you can choose Common Dates. However, I want to display figures as at end of February 2021. So I click into the box to bring up the calendar and choose 28 February. It is quite common to compare periods in the balance sheet to give some real perspective on changes since the past period. So I'm going to choose to run this compared to two last periods. Then click Update. Again, as with the profit and loss, we have the Options button to choose to display the chart of account code as well as the name, and to choose to show decimals or not, and also whether to run the report on the accrual or cash basis. You can also filter the report by tracking options. At the top of the balance sheet, you'll find your assets, which include your bank accounts, current assets, and fixed assets, with each group having a total line. And then there's a total assets line. Next comes liabilities, with your current liabilities and non-current liabilities, each with a total line, and then a total liabilities line. Then there's a net assets line, which is total assets minus total liabilities. And finally, there's equity. Current year earnings is the net profit or loss figure from your profit and loss report for the corresponding period. The retained earnings figure is the net profit from all the previous year's profit and loss reports. So just as in the profit and loss report, account codes with a zero balance don't display. Accordingly, if you don't enter purchase bills into your Xero, an accounts payable figure will not appear here. As with the profit and loss report, these links are clickable and open up the account transactions report, detailing the transactions for that code for the period. We can also edit the layout of the balance sheet just like the profit and loss to add groups and text. For example, you can group account codes together by clicking into them and then click this group selection. So I could group together the codes to do with payroll. I make a name for the group, and I can also drag and drop codes into the group. You can also add a text box for any notes about the report by clicking the T icon here, and then scrolling down to enter your text. This is a useful feature if others will be presented with the report and you need to make comments on it for them. Let's have a look at how that all looks by clicking this Done button. And there we go, our grouped account codes and our text box. If you need to add columns or tweak the report in any way that isn't possible with the layout editor, you can export the report as an Excel or Google spreadsheet and make the necessary edits there. To do this, you click on Export and choose either Excel or Google Sheets. Reports can also be saved to be printed or published with a cover page. By clicking the down arrow on the Save As button, you can choose to save as a draft for editing later or published. Then you can choose how your published report will appear. Then click Save, and the report will be under the Published tab. So to recap, we have looked at how to run the balance sheet and further features of the layout editor, as well as how to download the report for further editing in Excel or Google Sheets, and how to publish the report.